Grab your clubs and settle in because it's time for Club Pro Chatter. Join your Minnesota PGA pros, Greg, Scott, and Jack, as they swing into the world of golf and beyond. Get ready for candid conversations, insider tips, and a whole lot of laughs. Let's tee off.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Club Pro Chatter Season 8, Episode 3. Thank you to Dave Sadlowski with djsadlovo.com. Check out his website. Go to that, and you can see all the good things that he does. If you need his services, he'd love to help you and work with you. All right. For some reason, my screen just went crazy on me. Sorry about that. We are so lucky to have with us today the 2024 Rolex Minnesota Player of the Year. And currently, you are leading, Thomas. I don't know if you know that. And our Twin Cities Open champion, Thomas Campbell. Thomas, good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. I look back on the list, and did you know, you probably did know because you know this stuff better than I do, there was 3 names on that list since 1995, which was before Scott was born. And you finally broke that chain. Isn't that right, Scott? Okay, we'll get to that.
Come
and
on.
You finally broke that chain for us, Thomas, and got a new name in there. And I want to go back and talk about that. Was that kind of a big goal of yours to be the Player of the Year? Is that something you strive for, or is it something like me where I don't even care?
I'm not gonna lie, it is definitely on the top of the agenda. Yes, yeah. I really wanted to do it a couple years ago, and yeah, I've been close, but it was great to finally get it taken care of, I guess.
So remind us, was it 2 years ago then that you finished second, or you were right up there? I can't remember what year that was.
I think I finished second the last 2 years. I think the first year I was transitioning from becoming an associate to a
Assistant,
PGA
yep.
member, and I couldn't win that year. I think I technically might have, if the points were kind of put together that way. But yeah, I've just played some steady golf. Nothing amazing, nothing bad. Just every round usually is kind of fairly steady.
Beautiful, Greg. Thanks for the intro, Thomas. Good to see you. Yeah, I was going to ask that question. So obviously you're a great player, Player of the Year. You've got 3M Open this year. How does that kind of change your mindset and preparation going into this year, knowing that you've got a tour event in July that obviously you want to play well in and hopefully try and make the cut? So how does that kind of change things for you? And then obviously you had the PPC as well. So what are the goals this year with that exemption in the tour event?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really wish I had a better winter preparation, getting the body in shape, all that kind of stuff. But life gets in the way, right? My daughter's almost 4, and that's kind of priority. So I think that's actually loosened me up a little bit this year, rather than just kind of focus on golf teaching all the time. And I feel like the less I practice, the better I play, which is kind of weird. But I don't know. I practice, enough, but it's interesting how that works.
Same
Thomas, that's
philosophy as Greg.
Yeah, that's Greg's philosophy.
I don't even know what a range ball looks like, Thomas. I don't even know they exist.
Yeah. But yeah, coming back even to the PPC, like I feel like I was one or two rounds ahead there, where I think I played with you, Scotty. There, I played really good in the practice round, and I feel like as the week went on, every round just kind of got a little bit worse, and then the tournament was on, and then I feel like I had too many reps almost. It's kind of interesting how that occurs.
Yeah, it's just, and we talked about it, and Greg and I have talked about it probably since this podcast has been going on. It's just very difficult timing for us. You kind of go from 0 in the winter to 60 to the biggest event of the year right out of the gates, and yeah, it's a tough balance because not only are you trying to get your game sharp, but there's also this fatigue factor because we haven't walked 18 holes, let alone once or twice, let alone back-to-back days for 6 days, right?
Yeah, I was dealing with blisters, chafing, all this stuff, back soreness. I'm getting old. I feel like I'm getting old. Crazy to say, but yeah, it's tough.
Thomas, thanks for coming on, first of all. But My thought on I think everyone has had the idea that have bigger aspirations more than just the Minnesota section, perhaps. Curious on kind of your thoughts on that. Are you looking to obviously you're going to take every opportunity that you can get, right?
Yep.
The big thing is, are you looking to maybe advance even more than the section, or are you kind of content just winning everything in the section, or where are you at with that? And then also, talking about your winter, regiment, uh, are you going to adjust that for next year? Do you have plans to? And I've kind of watched you on Instagram, and I know you still probably hit quite a few more than I do, and certainly more than Greg does. Are you going to adjust that a little bit so that you can kind of come out firing this next time?
It's really hard when it comes to like my daughter's going to preschool this year. Like it's gonna be hard to kind of escape in the wintertime, and getting her there is priority. So I to answer your first question, absolutely I have aspirations. I would love to, hey, there's 144 156 in the field at 3M Open. I mean, I can consider myself one of those players, and I say it's 144. I got a 144 chance in one to win the event. That's the way I kind of look at it. I have played in, it's a few years ago now, but I have Monday qualified when it was web.com tour, made the cut, Canadian, made the cut. So I'm 2-2 and making the cut. So I kind of expect myself to try and compete, and I want to get my game ready for that. I'm very excited. The state open is right before then, week before. So, I feel like I'm going to be in a fairly good tournament shape. And usually I play my best golf kind of at the end of the July. I feel like always when the Faribault event shows up, I seem to kind of kick my game into good shape then. So not gonna lie, yes, I absolutely do want to perform and not just don't just try and sneak through, make the cut kind of thing. I would love to, obviously I'm 39 now, so I also understand that age is kind of against me. But yes, I would love to compete against the best in the world. It would be awesome. But I'm also a realist, and also, hey, life is, I'm getting older, family. It's hard to travel.
Thomas, I noticed I looked at your last year's schedule and you looked like you were not playing bad at the beginning, but kind of mediocre-ish, and then you really poured it on late in the year. I think you had 5 wins, all, August, September, maybe even six. Did you do anything swing change wise? Did anything click for you during the middle, or was it like you just said? That's why I smiled. Was it Faribault that kind of said, "All right, it's time to go here"? Do you recall anything that kind of turned the table for you to get some wins?
And I really enjoy playing that event. I'm actually kind of disappointed at the same time as the 3M. Obviously, it's a good problem to have. But I feel comfortable at that course, and then play the same guys. They kind of I play with one of the better players, Alex Schmidt. So it's fun to have some competition with other AMs, rather than just bringing my AMs that maybe have a little higher handicap. But I feel like, yeah, it takes a long time to get the game ready each year these days, and our season's so short. Yes, hitting balls at my home, I've got a golf studio set up. Hitting balls in the wintertime can help, but I don't think it's the same as just playing golf. I mean, getting reps in on the golf course always precedes over anything else.
Yeah, 5 wins from Faribault. You won Resorters, New Ulm, Minnewaska, LeSueur. Oh, LeSueur was the reschedule. Yeah, so that worked
Pedro.
out
Yep.
really well. So yeah, that was a nice run by you there, Thomas. And obviously in the events that have points, you did really well there. Scotty?
Yeah, there's a lot of great people from Faribault. Not that I'm partially or biased
Oh,
at all, but
easy.
um, yeah, I mean, Thomas, let's talk a little bit. Twin Cities Open, obviously a different tournament where you don't know if you're going to play on Tuesday, and then all of a sudden, it's scrapped, and it's like 36 on Wednesday. Are we going to get it in? What's it going to look like? How do you kind of just reset and just roll with it? And then, it's a long day. It was a really, really long day. I saw you as I was leaving, and it's getting dark. I don't even know how you got those playoff holes in. It had to be pretty, pretty, pretty dark out there. Maybe the glow balls were out. But talk about just kind of your mindset going into that preparation wise. Did you change anything, or you just hunker in and say, okay, it's going to be a long grind?
I mean, I definitely kind of hunkered in. I had everything in the golf cart that I ever needed. It was a goal of just having enough stuff to keep me dry as long as I could, and as warm as long as I could. But yeah, for me, my goal with that one was just one shot at a time. And hey, I've got 36 holes to play golf. Go play great 36 holes and see what happens. And as easy it is to scoreboard watch, have your phone in front of you and that kind of stuff. I didn't look at the leaderboard at all, not even in between rounds, not even at all. And I could have easily picked my phone up and looked, but I just like, let's go play golf and see how it adds up at the end. And I think that was probably the biggest difference, outside of a little putter change as well. But that was, yeah, that was that was a crazy change.
So yeah, you obviously you finish and you were waiting. Jeff had a putt to win it, I think, on 18. So then, how long were you in the clubhouse waiting, to see if you're in a playoff? And then all of a sudden it's playoff time and how do you, you're probably a little upset with your finish or maybe left one out there and then all of a sudden, hey, I still got a chance at this. I got to sit and wait, but now you're going into a playoff. Talk us through that.
Yeah, we both missed a short putt on 18. His obviously is for birdie, mine was a two putt. But I was basically clearing out the golf cart ready to go when I saw him knock it in there close. So everything was soaking wet. So I was like, well, if he happens to miss, great. It's a great opportunity. But I was sitting there probably for about 45 minutes. Definitely wasn't kind of warmed up. And then and my
Yeah.
mindset was, I hit driver 6 iron in on the actual event where it was pouring rain. And then all of a sudden, 18 there, you got to kind of feed it in there. I was like, well, I'm just lucky to be here. That's just rip it. I wasn't warmed up, and I hit off the cart path out of bounds, and I made bogey with the next, probably birdie with the next ball. So lucky Sorny made bogey, but I was just like, well, I'm just lucky to be here. That's just kind of get it, see, keep trying to make birdies and see what happens.
Jack?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I'm always trying to do the other thing, Thomas. I'm always trying to talk about your actual life. Obviously you're a great player. Um, you've been winning for a while. You're going to keep winning. Tell us about the other side of your life, the teaching side of your life a little bit, and how much you're doing there. And I'm just curious. I know I'm changing tunes here quickly,
Yep.
but I just think that's the side we don't get to know about you. You know.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I made a great move to have everything kind of. I was at Swing Lab the last couple of years, and then decided, hey, I have all the resources, I have all the players, but that I have a good lesson book already. Kind of do my own thing, and now I'm teaching at the University of Minnesota golf course in the summertime. The wintertime, as I mentioned, I've got my own studio at my house that I can kind of teach out of. So that's been a really, really good move to, kind of have a little bit more flexibility in the schedule. And coming back to, other part of life, like family and that, like, I've got one daughter, she's four next in a couple of weeks. Um, I'm prioritizing that, and, it's been great to be able to, pick and choose a little bit on the schedule. Each year I feel like I try and drop one or two events per year and trying to bring that down because demand goes up for teaching. And I'd say it's great marketing, right? I'm a great player, great teacher, and I kind of feel like I'm booking out right now about a week and a week or two in advance a lot of times. And I really, really place importance on obviously understanding how to play golf rather than just hitting balls on the range. So that's where I
Sure.
feel like my marketing comes in is Thomas Campbell Golf.
Thomas, turn
Obviously,
around and tell us a little bit about the wall behind you. I'm
So
seeing all kinds of
yeah,
certificates. Tell us what's going on back there.
this is Adam's office. He just let me borrow it at the University
Oh,
of Minnesota. Yeah. So
thought
these are
maybe that was
yeah.
your
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I do have those certifications too, but yeah, yeah. He let me borrow this just before I went out and did the on-course lesson here at 10 o'clock.
Jack,
you
it's
know, you're
okay that it's okay you skip gears. You're right. People don't understand. We've said this all the time. We have real lives, we have jobs, we have things that we have to do. And now Thomas, a great player, is telling us, I'm kind of juggling daughter getting to school, teaching here, got to play in that. But go ahead, Jack. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I think an important point there, obviously, be your own boss is nice, but work-life balance is probably helping your game too. To be very, very honest, I would assume that's a big part of what you're saying right there. So, uh, always very interesting to hear that. I just feel like these great players in the PGA, we don't talk about their personal life as much as we probably should, and I think it's important to note that we are not professional golfers in a way. We're golf professionals, and you're just happen to be a really good player on that too. So, thanks
Yeah,
for sharing that.
I think my side's also a little interesting. Obviously, coming from New Zealand and being away from my parents for kind of a long time, and my mom's actually officially retiring this week. So my parents are actually going to be call it snowbirds from New Zealand over here. So they're actually going to live with us for like 5 months of the year. So that'll help free up a little bit, but also it's going to be great to spend time with them because I haven't. I guess I've been here for 17 years now in Minnesota and haven't had a chance to see them a lot. So I'm
No.
excited about that too. Like it's going to be a nice to see them around a little bit more and spend time with them.
Thomas, best course in New Zealand that you played, or that
Best
any of us if we travel there.
Um, Jack's Point in Queenstown is probably one of my favorites. I haven't had the chance to play Tar 80. Haven't had a chance to kind of play a couple of the other really popular ones there, but play Jack's Point and that's probably my favorite. I love Queenstown, New Zealand. It's probably my favorite place in the world.
Scotty, any final questions?
Yeah, one final one. So obviously you've been playing in the section events, what, 6 years now? You get comfortable with a lot of the venues are the same. What do you do like this year where we're going to new venues? Say we've got Rochester, which is state open, and then also Bemidji, which you haven't played in a section championship there. Have you played either one of those courses, and do you have a game plan to kind of get ready for those courses?
Bemidji, I've never played, have zero game plan other than I've already bought the Stracker Line book and I've looked at that a little bit. So that would probably be the only preparation that I've done for there. Rochester, luckily, I played the Assistants Championship there. After they removed quite a few trees, so I haven't
Yep,
played
yep.
the old course. So I really enjoy Rochester. I'm very excited that's on the schedule. So yeah, and the summer schedule is looking awesome. A lot of courses that I'm really comfortable with. Other than Bemidji, I don't know anything about it. Other than I've heard it's maybe short but not super tight, small greens. That's kind of all I've heard.
Thomas, the Eagle Creek Pro Am Marcus Construction is a perfect setup for Bemidji. Tight trees, cook it. And I know it's a busy week. You got Bremer, you got the Foundation Pro Am just a little bit before, but you do make your own schedule. So I expect to see you here at Eagle Creek.
I gotta make up for a couple of weeks off of the state open and then 3M. So it's gonna be a hard one, but I'll see how we do.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, Thomas, thanks so much for joining us today. Good luck with the rest of your season and congratulations on your wins that we chatted about. And we probably will see a lot more from you.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks,
Thanks, Thomas.
Thomas.
Thanks, Thomas.
Okay, guys, where did Scott finish in the Rolex rankings last year? Take a guess.
13.
13th, Scotty. Jack Warren, where'd you finish?
Oh, dead last? I have no idea.
Yeah, dead last is right because you had 0 points. You were out, and yours truly finished T64. So, hey, we're right in there. Not too bad. So fun stuff. All right, Scotty.
Yeah.
Question for you as we move on. We played in the MGA PGA matches. You had a big stretch of golf lately.
Yep.
Can you update everybody because when you go into here, I don't see any individual results. It's something I wish we would do, but again, I would leave that up to the section president. But why don't you give us a little update on what happened there?
Yeah, so I think those results are on the MGA because I think they were the host site this year, the host
I didn't look
side
there.
this year.
Thank you. That's good.
So, but we ended up losing 21-19. It was very close. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be that close. And Tone's like, hey, Snyder and I ended up having our match, and that's worth 2 points. So each side got one. So if we would have won it, I think it would have been a tie. And we literally, yeah. So I think if tie in like the Ryder Cup, you retain the cup, right? So I'm kicking myself. I mean, I played pretty solid. I won my match. I don't know, 5-4, but we just couldn't get. It was back and forth. Nobody ever had more than a lead by one hole in the team event. So, but it was another kind of weird day. It was the day before we were supposed to play Twin Cities Open, so we had stocking hats on. It was not warm. It was breezy, very similar to Interlaken, G. We had that. So I played three tournament rounds. I got pretty comfortable with all the stuff on and the rain on and off and all that. So yeah, it was a good event. We just fell short.
And
What does that
Jack, have
bring the
you?
totals to? What does that bring the totals to for are we still slightly in the lead?
Yes, we are still slightly in the lead. It's if I can pull it up here, where is it at? Yeah, we are slightly in the lead. I swear the last time I looked, I've got all the results here, but I'd have to count them. I think we're maybe up two or three over the course of it's been going since 1977.
Can you since we can we segue right into the Twin Cities Open for you? It looks like you played pretty good. And also kind of talk about that event. That thing has really taken off. Doesn't it fill in like 10 minutes or something?
Yeah. No, it's that and the Senior Open both fill in less than an hour. And it was I told Tone this, hats off to the team at the Wilds. Like they had literally 3 inches of rain all day on Tuesday. And I told Tone, best greens I've played all year. That's after 3 inches of rain. Thomas would have said the same thing. Bunkers, you'd think, oh, washed out. No washed out bunkers. Bunkers were perfect. Obviously, the fairways, you can't do as much. Fairways, there's a little bit of standing water. We did play lift clean in place through the green, which I think was the call. But it was going into it, multiple people reached out to me saying, are we even going to be able to play tomorrow? And we got
Wow.
36 holes in. And not only that, the course was in great tournament condition, all things considered. So I think it falls at a good spot in the calendar, Jack, where you've got college kids coming back and they're like, they maybe didn't make it to postseason play, and they're like, this could be something I could play in. You've got high level AMs that are like, this is before the players in the state AM. It's a good thing to ramp up. And then you've got obviously our professionals that are all like, it's a significant point event. So it's kind of a mini major, if you would call it that. So I just think it's a good spot on the schedule. We've been fortunate to have some pretty good host sites over the years, and yeah, it's crazy. I think if the field was 200, we'd still have to have a wait list. Like that's how much demand there is at this time of year.
Kind of the kickoff of the tournament season in a way.
For sure.
The major tournament season in a way.
Yep. Yep.
Looking at the Senior Open, uh, obviously Vandalak, right? Comes back, wins twice in a row. Is that correct?
Yes.
Killed
I
it.
mean, I talked to Bob Miller who played in it, and I said, are they going to rename the Senior Open the Vandy Open, because apparently he just loves Keller.
Well, so what yardage are they playing? This is for my own sake, and I also want to kind of feel out where Greg would have placed.
Yeah.
But what yardage are they playing, and what is the setup for that? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's well, I'm pulling up course setup and it says all black tee markers. So black is all the way back at Keller, 6675 as Kaylee just said.
Okay.
So all the way back it's only 6600 yards. So it's not like it's a 7000 yard golf course. And sorry that I said only, Greg, but so yeah, 6675 par 72. I was thinking about that too, Jack. Like, where would Greg be at every time I looked at the leaderboard? Okay, 12 holes in, where would Greg be? He gets a little he gets a little spacey on the back nine, probably a couple bogeys coming in. I think he probably shoots 74, 75.
Six
I
over
thought
is what I was
+3.
thinking.
6 over. So I had you at 5 over.
Where would that put me?
Not good.
No,
Boy, scores were low.
the scores were crazy. It made me think I made a good decision. Just so everybody knows what happened was I had a lot of events the week before that got postponed to this week. I couldn't see a scenario where I was gone. And my daughter was also playing in the section champion or the section meet here at Eagle Creek because one of those got postponed to this timeline. So yeah, I had to go. But look at our top 4. Look at actually our top 6. Vandy, Izzy, Barry, Borgen, Smith. I mean, even Lucy
Peterson,
up there.
Stendhal.
So sweet leaderboard. But yeah, 6 over. I finished top 50 because that's really top 35. Would have been great.
Yeah, 7 out of that top 11 are section guys.
Yeah, so that's good to see because we do have an advantage, and I think you guys know this. We get to sign up earlier than AMS and others. We have a little window in there, and then it opens up, and then you're right, Jack. It just boom, it's over. But I withdrew early, and I'll say this loudly and proudly because I wanted somebody else to get in there. If I had waited to see if things could have gone here or that, then all of a sudden it's too late and nobody would have got that spot. So I didn't want to do that to anybody. I just made the decision early. I didn't have Jack as my caddy, recovering from hopefully successful surgery. We don't know what happened there, so you can give us update. Good. I also got a clean bill of health. We talked about that last time. So yeah, perfect arteries, no stints required. So good news for us. Jack, timeline for you to return to playing golf.
Grandview Challenge. I'll be there.
Okay, are you playing Tuesday games currently, or are you out of that?
I walked the Tuesday game this last week, caddying for my buddy Sean, who I caddied him to an 80, I believe, in the pouring rain, and it was miserable. But
So you're allowed to walk and carry a bag, but not swing a golf club.
I didn't carry a bag. There's no way I'm carrying a bag. I walked 20,000 steps that day, Greg. So I'm trying to get in shape, trying to slim down a little bit, and so when I get to that right date, I can start playing right away.
Good for you. Scotty, what's next on your agenda? We got a lot coming up for you probably. Onika.
Yeah, well, I just want to go back to Vandalak quick.
Oh,
Vandalak is 65 years old.
Correct. He's in a division past the middle division.
Yeah,
like there's the 50 to 59, right, Scotty?
Yeah.
And then the 60 to 64, and then he's in the next division.
So here's my question. Is he the oldest Senior Open winner ever? And also at 12 under for 2 rounds, is that the lowest score that's won it?
We'll let Kales do a little research.
Yeah, she's going to have to do some digging.
If she can find that for
Have you
us,
spoke to Matt? Have you spoke to Matt recently? Have you spoke to him about tournament golf at all?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
personally.
I talked to him actually last year. I sent him a note. I got to send him a note after winning. But I sent him a note last year after he won. And to be honest, he said a big part of it was the ripstick. Using the ripstick.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. He said picked up a ton. It was swung it a lot in the winter, picked up some speed, and gave him some confidence, and he's hitting it further. And he said, hey, if you want a testimonial, I'll give it. I'm not just saying that. So, and I saw
that was former sponsor of the podcast, Ripstick.
What an opportunity and a name drop right there. That was so nice. I heard his parents use Jack's cabin watch too. Anyway, sorry.
Congratulations to Thomas, to Vandy, to all the MGA players. And I would say that within 2-3 weeks, Pro-Am season starts. Would you guys agree?
Yep,
absolutely.
It is.
That's where things get weird. All right, we got a big announcement to make. Jack, I don't know if you know about this. I asked Scott off the air. I said, could this be brought up on the podcast? People are interested. Scott, please share with all of our viewers and listeners what's going on with you.
I'd like to know who these people are that are actually interested. I don't think anybody's
you're looking at 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly. You two. That's about it. No, so Monday I start a new role, sales rep role with TaylorMade Golf. So my territory's western Minnesota and the Dakotas. a little bit of Iowa and Nebraska. Super excited about it. Um, Obviously, I've been a TaylorMade staffer for 6+ years. I've played their equipment pretty much exclusively since then, and it's they're a great company, great team. Burling, obviously, Burles is a buddy of mine and kind of helped me through the process. And then Sean Rizacek, who's my new boss, is a great man, and actually have a call with him after this. So excited about it. A little bit of travel, and to be honest, my schedule is going to look a lot different, as Tom has talked about priorities. And I've said it before last year going into this year, that I wanted to scale back what I was playing. So I'm going to be traveling west instead of east. I've got Onika, Grandview, and Minnewaska. Those are kind of my 3 events. I can't play the Foundation Pro-Am, which I'm bummed about. I haven't missed the tape mark in 15 years. So bummed about that, but it's my first week on the job. So it's like, hey, priorities. So I'm excited about the change. I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited to see, how I do the balance of all of it again. So
Congrats.
yeah, yeah,
Congrats,
thank you.
Scotty. That's awesome. It is a great company to work for. Obviously I'm a staff member for a long time. I really think we need to get Greg on staff. And maybe we can get this podcast sponsored by TaylorMade. He needs some help with his equipment. We all know
I
that.
agree.
And maybe those Peter Millar shirts that he could buy for $40 or whatever they offer to us would help his wardrobe too. So it's really a win-win for everyone, and we're excited to have you on there for sure.
Well,
Scott still hasn't selected the shirts.
Well,
that
I
was
was
supposed to
waiting
buy.
until I got on staff or I became a team member at TaylorMade, and then I'm going to get you some TaylorMade stuff.
Okay, that's a good segue. That's a very good job. Let's move. Congratulations, Scotty. Let's move on to the Foundation Pro-Am. You guys both have, this is the former tape mark. You guys both have played in this many times. Jack has some of the best stories, Scott, of his years in the tape mark. He would sleep in his vehicle. He would drive back and forth. He's trying to work at the Pines.
I'll tell it quick. Tell
us some good stories, Jack. You got
my
great
favorite
tape
one for
mark.
sure. Tape mark is always during my birthday, June 14th, Flag Day, national holiday. But anyway, so I always play. I play the tape mark, and I'm always right on the cut. I mean, I am on the cut, or my team is on the cut.
Your team, yeah.
Anyway, I would drive down, usually play, and not book a hotel room in case I didn't make it, and I would drive back, or I would just plan on driving back and working a little bit, and then driving back to the tape mark from Brainerd. So anyway, we play. I mean, we did not play well. I did not play well. 100% thought there was no chance of playing the next day. So I go home, and now it's my birthday that day. So we're like, all right, let's go to Zorba's for birthday. Awesome. Go to Zorba's for birthday. So have a couple drinks. We'll just call it a couple. And I am looking at my phone, and one of my guys who I got paired up with says, "Hey, see you in the morning. Last team to make the cut." And so
it is first time off.
It's 1 a.m. I don't know, midnight, somewhere in there. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm pretty sobered up at this point. I decide I'm gonna, all right, hold off in the parking lot for about 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm just gonna sit there. I'm just gonna sober up and make a decision. And I decide to take a left and go down to the tape mark, so I don't, one of the big things, you don't want to let down your team ever,
Yeah.
right? And that's, you guys know how I stand on that. So anyway, drove down there, walked into the clubhouse, showered quick, put the same clothes on, showered quick, and then went out and played. And actually played decent. But it's, to be very honest, I love the event. I miss it so much. I really want to play in it. It's hard for me to get there for a few days. But it's an absolute no-brainer for everyone, the pros, the AMs, the foundation. I love the golf course. Obviously, it suits me pretty well. It's short. There's not a lot of pressure to, you know what I mean? It's not like you're going out there and playing the U.S. Open. You're able to get it around pretty easy. Greg would shoot even par there easily. But I just think it's a lot of fun. I really do. And I hope that I hope it's full. I don't even know where we stand on that, but hopefully it's going well and it will continue to go well.
Scotty, it sounds like it's really close to full. Or is that the information you're getting?
Yeah, no, I think the last update, 45-ish teams is where we're at. Last year we were right, I think we're at 40, so we're up. Hopefully we get a couple more. I think our goal was 45, 50 teams, so it's good. We changed some things up where it used to be that cut was a big deal, as Jack mentioned. This year it's 2 rounds of golf. It's just Friday and Saturday, and as Jack alluded to, people's schedules are just busy. And if you ask people to commit a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the summer, it's just tough. So that's why we did the switch to Friday, Saturday to hopefully make it easier. Like, hey, I've got Sunday no matter what with the family, because sometimes you get AMs playing saying, well, I might have something to do on Sunday. I might not. I might have to be here. So it's hopefully this is a good change. I agree. Southview is a fun golf course to play. You can make a ton of birdies. It's always in great shape. Always some of the best greens we play all year. And with the slopes they've got on those greens, you gotta be on top of it, or else you're gonna look like a fool on some of those greens. So I'm very I'm excited about the new job, but torn that I'm gonna miss this event because I really, really enjoy it.
Well, the section championship did this years ago, where it went from 3 rounds to two rounds. I think it was before any of us were Class A's, and I think we saw participation numbers increase because of that commitment level. I think this is a good move by the board and the committee to do that. And you're right, Scotty. It's taking 3 days away, with that third day being a possibility, makes it even harder. It's harder to plan. So I like that. I got one question for you guys. Don't know how much TV time you guys have in front of you, but I sure am enjoying putting on late at night that old National College Golf Championship, knowing that we played at La Costa and got to see all those golf holes. It's making it so fun to watch. I'm enjoying it. Have you guys had a chance at all?
I've only just seen it when I'm out. Like I haven't, I don't watch much TV in the summer, so I've only seen some of it when I'm out and about. So is that place we played in San Diego?
La Costa.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we played there. We played all 36 of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Scott,
So
by
that's
the way,
kind of fun to
you'll
see.
be playing that course a lot coming up, because if you're going to be traveling out there to see them a little bit in Carlsbad, you're going to be
Yep.
playing some golf.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Is that the home, Jack, for TaylorMade?
Pretty much. I mean, TaylorMade and Adidas, obviously they were paired together at one time. They're still very close to each other, and that was kind of where they always take you to play and stay too when you're out there.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful resort. I mean, that's the other side of it. That's actually a beautiful resort. Didn't they just redo some holes too, though?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that course, there's a par 3, 124 yards. I'm like, we didn't play no par 3s, 124 yards on the front nine. They kind of took out that big dog leg uphill par 5. It's a long story. But anyways, I'm enjoying it because I'm like, hey, I shot 84 there. It's kind of fun watching these guys shooting lower numbers. And even I watched some of the women. So
I was going to watch it, but I fell asleep watching the T-Wolves and then decided to not.
Let's not get started on
We're
that.
not talking Wolves next year. It was a great year. Good for that. All right, let's move on to our picks. We got the U.S. Open in a couple weeks. You guys have outvoted me. You want to do this live and on the podcast?
Do we have PGA Championship results?
I do. Can you let me keep going before you
Okay,
interrupt?
sorry.
I got stuff happening. So why don't you look that up? I want to throw a little tidbit in here. As you guys know, Brady Madsen, Eagle Creek member, will be playing with Jake Knapp in the U.S. Open qualifying down in Columbus. And the group behind them has Max Homa in it. I asked him, you have to get a picture standing next to Max Homa because they are doppelganger twins,
Yeah,
man.
they look a lot alike.
It's going to be hilarious. So
My
Jack,
question, Greg, why did he pick that venue? Because that venue is the most difficult venue possible.
I don't believe
get
that's
through.
how it works.
No, so
he probably picked it by date. He picked it by date.
No. They're almost all the same dates. I think traditionally, yes, Jack, it is one of the toughest, but it's also one of them that has the most spots as well. Oddly enough, Aaron McClay. You guys both know Aaron McClay. 1 year he gets through U.S. Open local. He signs up for the Columbus event. He gets paired with Bryson DeChambeau. And he had this big, you got to ask McClay sometime about it. It's just great hearing him talk about it. He's like, yeah, all these young gals are out there. And McClay, I think, said to Bryson at one point, I didn't realize all these gals were going to be out here following me.
Sounds like McClay so bad. All right, let's get an update. PGA Championship, third place. Absolutely horrible showing by all of my players. $381,510. So Greg Snow finishes third. Second place, with the number one pick overall. He got tricked into thinking there was going to be some sort of magical year by Rory McIlroy, was Scott with 505,126.
Terrible.
And then running away with it, which, by the way, Jack, sneaky nice pick on Max Homa. I know he kind of faltered late, but he really did well. Thigala didn't even play. You didn't even need him. And Jake Knapp was 73-71. So you carded 4.8 million and some change and destroyed us handily. So leading our deal right now with a championship and a second place finish is Jack Worrell. In second place with a championship and a third place finish is myself. And the biggest loser right now with a second place and a third place finish is Scott McDonald.
Do I get
Scotty,
the first pick?
You get to take first pick if you want, unless you don't want that pressure again because you fumbled it so badly last time.
Well, I'm not going to fumble this again. I will have to say I was fortunate enough to play Oakmont last year.
What?
Yeah. When we went out.
What?
Yeah, when I went out and did sales call to Dick's Sporting Goods because they're both in Pittsburgh. Oakmont is by far the best golf course I've ever played. It's phenomenal. I'm excited, similar to you, Greg, playing La Costa, to watch the U.S. Open at Oakmont, seeing as though I've played there now. It's a big boys golf course. It's a golf course that's all about ball striking, because if you hit it in the right spot on the green, it's one of those where it feeds, good shots feed in. You hit it in the wrong spot, poor shots are penalized. So I think this is all about ball striking. He's the favorite, obviously. So Scotty Scheffler is my pick. Yeah.
All right.
There
So
you go.
even if I had the number one pick, I wasn't going to pick him. I do believe it's hard to follow up on majors like that. I said that last time with Rory. So I think there will be some. Now, I do give him props for what he did at Colonial. Looked very pedestrian for the first 2 weeks or first two rounds, and then kind of charged back and had that Tiger Woods effect where everybody else kind of starts shaking because here comes Scotty. So there's some of that happening. But I'm going to go with the guy I think that is going to overpower this baby, and I think it's Bryson DeChambeau. That's my pick to win it all. Jack, you got two picks.
That hurt right there. That hurt. Do you guys, isn't it kind of amazing that it's only, I was always going to pick Bryson. I picked him the first two times. Anyway, don't you think did I not have him last time?
Yeah, you did. You got him in the second round too.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing that it's the same players over and over again winning? I mean, it's just, is this a good thing or a bad thing for the tour?
I think it's good for fringe golfers because they recognize the names. If, say, a Sam Burns, I'm not throwing anything against Sam Burns, but say Sam Burns win the U.S. Open, does it have the same effect as a Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau for those fringe golf fans?
Yeah.
No, the Wyndham Clark Championship does. To Jack's point, the Wyndham Clark doesn't do much for people.
Yeah.
And now, if he has some sustained success afterwards, then they become that. But to Jack's point is, I think this is a very clear. People love dynasties, and they love to either cheer for them or cheer against them, and it gets you to watch either way. So you can, like, I was so anti-Tiger because of how he treated people for years, and I just cheered against him and wanted everybody else to beat him. And now when I see him play, I'm like, I hope he's up there because it's kind of cool that he's so old and he's getting there and doing those things. So to Jack's point, I think it's a no-brainer. You want these legacy, you want these same guys winning for the good of the game. Jack,
Tiger-
answer your own question. What do you think?
I just think it's kind of crazy that I knew that Scotty was going to win. I mean, I personally thought that in my head for sure that he was going to win, and he just does. And I think it's the first time since Tiger where that happens. I think it's a good thing for sure. I think it's nice that it's not just one. Scotty is the one, but it's nice Rory's popping in there and DeChambeau is trying to bet. You can just tell DeChambeau is going to break through at any minute. He just has to stop making bogeys. Go ahead, Scotty. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So here's my question to both of you on this dynasty thing. If I gave you Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Bryson DeChambeau or the field, which would you take?
Those three.
Yeah, it wouldn't be close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even I don't even know how you could weigh the other side.
Yeah.
All right, Jack.
That's
We
kinda where
delayed
we're
long
at.
enough. 2 picks.
All
Mr.
right,
champion right now.
Ludwig for sure. I'm going with Ludwig. I think he is consistent and he's going to grind his way through it.
Miscut PGA Championship.
I know.
No worries. That's old news. And I'm also going with Lowry too. I think Lowry's going to grind it out too.
Boy, that was a tough loss for him the week before the PGA, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why did you leave me this? I didn't really.
Because I know you want him. I know you want. Just
don't.
take him.
I was hoping you'd take him so that I didn't have to.
I don't think his putting's good enough. Bottom line.
I don't think anything's right in his life right now. I think he ticked off Jack Nicklaus. The golf auras are coming down. I'm skipping him. I'm going John Rahm.
He's not even in the field.
John Rahm?
Yes, he is. He's
Are
a
you dumb?
past champion.
He has to be now. Yeah.
Well, you know who isn't? Sahith Theegala. Jack.
No, he's in too. He's in.
All right, I get two.
John played great. John
Scotty,
looked like
2 picks, and we left him for you if you want him.
I agree. There's some things that are going on right now that are against him. I like the X-Man, Xander. Feels like he was he was injured early on in the year. It feels like things are coming around. I like Xander. And then I like the setup for him. He really likes this golf course they're playing this week at Memorial. I love him in majors. He's burned me so many times. But I'm going to go with Matsuyama.
Oh, man. Getting killed here.
I sending him back to me. You just tempted me right now.
I know.
Oh, he's in this category, you guys, for me, of I just really don't care for him as a person, really. And so it's so hard for me. Terrible. I don't know how I could pass it up. He's the second best odds to win and the betting favorite. I hate you guys. Rory. All right, Jack, 2 picks.
All right. I'm going with a really weird group this trip.
You have every time, and you're leading.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems strange. I'm going to go with Victor Hovland.
That's not weird.
For absolutely no reason. I saw him eating pizza at the Players Championship, and I saw his dad. They're eating pizza. He had it all over his face, and I call him Pizza Boy, and that's why I'm going with him, Victor Hovland. All right, and I'm going with a really crazy pick, unheard of pick here. Johnny Kiefer is his name. He has won on PGA Tour Americas 3 times last year. He's won on Korn Ferry once this year already. He has literally never placed worse than 4th on PGA Tour Americas.
Is he in the field?
He is in the field. It says it right here. I'm going with it.
Where does it say this?
I'm at the U.S. Open Players. Johnny
Okay.
Kiefer. He is in. He's 24 years old. You guys are going to get to know this name. He's going to be the next Jake Knapp of the CRMC Championship. This guy's going to be a winner. I'm telling you.
Greg, did you see the Johnny Kiefer pick coming?
No, I was going to kind of go off of your ball striking.
He's better than Theegala. He's better than Theegala.
Dustin Johnson at
He's in
Oakmont?
there. He's in there.
No. Was it?
I'm not picking him. I just was wondering. I'm going to go with another ball striker then. I'm going to go with Scotty's theme which is Morikawa.
Yeah, I've picked Morikawa every week in these, and he's just burned me. And watch.
I hear you. I hear you, buddy. It's probably too long of a golf course for him, honestly. But you got 2 picks, Scott, and then you're done. Sahith is plus 5,000. But so is Will Zalatoris, and I don't think he's playing.
Yeah, he is not. He's not playing for another year. Sunjay M, ball striker. And then, gosh, I'm just going to pick somebody that I am not a fan of. Terrell Hatton.
Hero!
I'm going to enjoy this meal when I win it. I'll tell you that.
You're in the lead right now. I'm ashamed to say, but 1/3 place finish by you, Jack, with this Kiefer pick. I mean, who's next? You pick a Knapp, and he has to qualify yet.
Yeah.
If he was in, could I change?
Brady Madsen.
All right, I'm gonna go with I know he's not gonna win, but I already got the winner in Bryson, but I'm hoping for a top 10 to get some supplemental money there, and that's Walken Neiman.
Like it.
Jack, last pick.
I get one more yet?
That's it.
Yep.
You can go crazier if you want. I mean, you had Thegal and he didn't even play, so it could work.
You know what? I'm going with my guy, Akshay. Akshay always delivers. He's gonna get some.
I thought he was
get
gonna
some
win the
cash for
Colonial.
me.
He had a nice run in there in the Colonial, and I was like, he's gonna win this thing.
You'll get a little cash.
So do you guys want one of your players to win the Memorial, or could that be bad luck? Do you want him in kind of decent form? We're a couple weeks away yet, so we got time.
Bad luck unless it's Scheffler. Then he'll be fine.
I think
that's so true.
I think, yeah, if it's for Scheffler, I want him to win it. It's a tough ball striking golf course. For somebody else, I think it's because it's a signature event. It's such a big win that they're going to be riding high, and then
unless it's Johnny Kiefer. I want Johnny Kiefer to win it.
Kiefer is not in the field
at the Memorial.
No,
I'm looking it up. He probably is.
He might.
No, this is a limited field event.
All right, guys, we got to cut it off. Thank you so much, Jack Worrell, Scott McDonald, Greg Snow, Dave Sedlowski doing all the intros. We appreciate him for doing that. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in 3-ish weeks. Have a good one, guys.